Okay, so good evening for friends from Asia, and also good morning if you are from America. I'm Jeffrey, so it's very happy to see you again today in this RoboCup at Home Education Online Challenge 2021. And today we have this standard platform, Pepper 2.5. Right, so I'm Jeffrey, and today together with us is uh, two engineers from SoftBank Robotics that will show you some demonstration, real robot demonstration after this. Right, and since this is the second class, so we will start with the actual Pepper robot development. And today we will discuss about speech interaction. Right, so let me tell you more about this class arrangement. Right, first thing first is like we have the meeting link. So as for now, I guess you already like used to the meeting link. We will use the same meeting link every week. Okay, the time is the same on Thursday, 7:30, and it will take about 2 hours for this class. And then the meeting link every week will be the same. So you can use the same link for the following week as well. Right, and yeah, please pass this information around. All right. So, and as a reminder, just to tell you more, or just to remind you like where to get all the information. So first is like if let's say you are looking for the slides and also the timing, and or you lose the meeting link, you can always go to our website, which is the first link. So if let me show you. So if you click the first link, you'll come to this page, right? Maybe a bit more information, but yeah, you can scroll down, and yeah, after the open platform, then you have the standard platform 2.5. So from here, you have the meeting links and also the link to our materials, other materials. For example, like you want to know about the video file for the previous classes and also the PowerPoint slide. Okay, of course, here we also have that. So for you to refer, you can look from here. And also the timing, right? So we have the timing, and then you can refer like next week and the following, right? So these are all the arrangement and also information. So today you can refer to this slide for the presentation, right? Then for the second link is our course system. So if you click the second link, you'll come to this page. It's like this. So you can also access to our class group. So if you want to have some interaction with the group, so you can do so. And over here, yeah, so it lists down the material. So this one is for the last week, and this one is today for today's materials, and also our assignment. Yeah, the assignment is for you to do some practice so that you can master whatever that you have learned in the class, right? So let's go to, so if you click inside, okay, so let me show you this. All right, so if you open up, okay, can I have, right, right, I'm not sure like what happened behind there. Right, so if you open up this, you will see something like this. Can I have this thing? I don't know why. Okay, right. Okay, so if we go to this page, so you can find the materials, the YouTube, our video here. Okay, it takes some time to load. Right, then we have the material here. So since we are on this page, so I just want to have a brief revision on what we have done last week so that you know how to continue from today's class. So last week we talked about how to develop. So this is, yeah, so we have the video here. Right, so let's look at the assignment for last week. So last week we talked about how to install choreograph and also how to set up how to get familiar with the choreograph interface. So I hope by now you have already installed choreograph with you. Then you are ready to follow our step-by-step guide today in order to develop the speech interaction for Pepper. And also, I already like updated for today's class as well. So if you head to our GitHub, which is over here, okay, you can see over here we have this Pepper 25. Right, Pepper 25 is Pepper 2.5 because we have another repository for Pepper 2.9. So it's over here. So if you hit to this paper 2.5, paper 25, you can find the example source code, right? And then today, we have the English version and the Chinese version. So today we are doing the English uh, first class for the development. So you have this for the audio. Okay, so this three folder contains the choreograph file for you to practice on the exercise that we're going to show today. Okay, so you can find the information from here. Right, so that's all for the explanation on the information that will help you to follow the class. So before I start, I would like to remind you again for privacy reminder. The video will be recorded throughout the whole session. So please refrain from turn on your camera and also to turn on your microphone. So don't turn your microphone and camera off all the time unless you are told to do so. Okay, right, thank you. So let's start. Okay, so today we will discuss how to develop paper for speech interaction. And then in order to achieve this speech interaction, we will introduce you three types of development, three functionality. So the first one is speech synthesis. So how to give certain text or script for the paper to read out, okay? And also paper can speak in many languages, okay? So if I'm not mistaken, it's 25. As long as you have all the required language packages installed, then you can use Pepper to speak in that particular language. By default, it should be able to speak in English, and also it should come with one more language that for your local language. Whether you are from Japan, then you have the Japan language, and or you got your Pepper in China, and so on, right? So you will have your local language and also the English with the default language is English. Okay, so we will show you how to actually use some very simple instruction box in order to achieve, and also you can switch between the languages in order for the paper to have multilingual support, right? Then the second one is this dialog system. So extension from the speech synthesis. So you also want Pepper to able to respond to question or respond to people when human approach Pepper and want to start a conversation. You also want to develop your Pepper so that it can actually have conversation with human. Right. So in order to have conversation with human, you need this dialog system. And this dialog system, it consists of not just the speech synthesis, it also have the part that it have the speech recognition, right, to understand what the human say. Okay, but this speech recognition, you can do it together with the dialog system, which is you will write the script like what kind of question you assume that Pepper will receive. Then from there, you can design what kind of response that you want the Pepper to respond. Okay, so this is what you will learn in the dialog system. Then lastly, we will briefly show you one cool example that Pepper can actually respond to the sound from surrounding. So just for you to understand that when we develop Pepper, it is a 3D, embodied system. So it should be able to interact with your surrounding, including people from surrounding. And most of the cases, when you design your application, you want to design the Pepper so that it can actually interact with more than one person. Okay, for example, like if you design a Pepper in the school environment or in a retail environment and so on, it should be able to speak to many people. So we assume like more than one person will be surrounding Pepper for the interaction. So this sound localization will make your robot able to respond or to get the direction from where the sound comes from, so that you can make the Pepper talk to this person face to face. Like you can turn the body and talk, because this is for social etiquette. It's more polite that you actually face that person and talk and to do your conversation. So that's why this sound localization function is important, that you would like to add in your dialog system in order to have very natural conversation with the human. Okay, so that is the introduction of the content that we're going to deliver today. Okay, so we will start with the first one, speech synthesis. This is the most basic one. Okay, I will start with the introduction of the instruction box. Then I will tell you what kind of instruction box you will be using. Then also how you want to put them together. I will show you some steps so that you can record down. I mean, like you have a record on all the steps. Then after that, I will invite Austin to show you the live demo on how to actually achieve this. So whatever they explain here, then later on, Austin will show you the live demo on how to put all these things together, link them up, and run it on Pepper. And you can see the actual response when this program run on Pepper. And of course, this, whatever that we show here, you can actually download the similar code from our GitHub repository. Okay, so the first speech synthesis development, the objective is to use choreograph to let Pepper Robot to use different method to speak different content, modify the speech intonation and also language. So not just to speak out the text, but you also can make some adjustment on, for example, the intonation or the speed of speaking. Okay, right. So the instruction box that you will use is the first one is the speaking, the say box, okay, the say box. And then the other one is the set language. And this set language is very important because like Pepper is actually designed for multilingual functionality. So that's why always a good idea that you set the particular language for a certain say function. Okay, that will make sure that you have the correct setting for that particular conversation. Right. Then, okay, so as maybe you still remember, like last week, we also used this delay. So this delay, as we say, is like we shift the time to execute certain box. Okay, so that is the direct function of this box. But the objective behind this delay is actually to allow Pepper or the system inside Pepper to have some switching. Okay, to have some time to switch between one function to another function. Okay, so this is the delay box that usually we'll use if, let's say, you want to make sure that Pepper have enough time to switch from one process to another process. Then we have this text editing instruction box. So it is actually an extension that coupled with the say. I think like Justin explained last week as well. Okay, so if you don't remember, like yeah, today we will explain in detail why we use the text edit, because the say box itself can actually type in some sentences. I mean, you can type in some like 1-2 sentences in order for the Pepper to say it out. But if you need a big paragraph, for example, like you need to input like one paragraph of text for the Pepper to say out. For example, like you want the Pepper to tell a story or give a brief introduction, like a 1-2 minutes introduction, then it is a better idea that you can use this text edit because you got a bigger area for you to do your input. All right. Then, of course, like to pair with this text edit, you need another box of say, which is the say text. But later on, I think like Justin will show you the difference. Then lastly, we have this animated say, which is it actually help you to add some action, okay, body movement to a particular speech. For example, you can ask Pepper to say a sentence that come with certain action, right? So this is actually very useful if you want to have a very natural expression of certain speech or certain when you want the robot to like say something or express something, it will be also nice that you can add some body gesture in order to have a better expression on the particular sentence, right? Okay, so these are all the text, the box that you will use, boxes. Okay, so the procedure is like this. So first is like you will drag out the set language box and also the say box, and then remember to like for the set language you can set the language that you want over here. Then after that, for simplicity, or how to say, you can actually categorize you can group similar function or component box that you want for a single function. For example, like these two always pair together, and then you want these two to become like, for example, say in English, right? Say in English. So you can like combine them by select. So you can see like here is without the selection. So if you select the box, it will have this darkened background, right? So it's something like this. So if we select both, then we right click and convert to box, then it will become like one box, right? Something like this, something like this. It will become like box. You can see the icon actually change, and then you can actually give the name, like say in English and so on. Then we actually, in our example, we have a few like say paragraph, modified say parameters and so on. So you will like assemble this few function with these few boxes together in order to achieve a few way of saying, right? So a few way of saying is, okay, so this one is for the animated say. So in the animated say, if you click on the setting, which is like you click on the wrench, then it will come out the setting box. So this is a setting box. So over here, you can see like this voice shaping and also speech. So voice shaping is actually the intonation of the speech. And the speech is like how fast or how slow Pepper will read out the sentence. And then for inside the animated say, you got actually this movement mode, right? So it's either you can like off the movement, which is no effect, or you can have a random, which is the system will try to give a random action, or we can use this contextual. This contextual is like it will try to analyze your text, and with that content, it will try to give a more or pair a more natural or neutral action that can pair with the content, right? Okay. Right. So this is the way of saying that we can achieve with whatever that I just said previously. Okay, so if you put them together, you can achieve this. For example, like the first one is to say in English, right? And then the second one is you can pair with the one that you can put in a long paragraph. Then the third one is like you can change like the way of speaking. For example, the first one you can change the tone, and the second one you can change the speed. Then lastly, you can use the animated speech to give some action, right, while speaking. Correct. Okay. Okay. Right. So that is the content that I would like to explain for the speech synthesis. So from now, so let's invite Austin to show you how to achieve this. Right, Austin.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I'll pass.
Thank you for Jeffrey's sharing. Okay. Okay. So it's on me now. Okay. So first of all, thank you for our guys just joining our online RoboCup dedication training course, and we're gonna show. I'm gonna open my camera to see the real Pepper here with us. Yeah, here we got the real Pepper here, and afterwards we're gonna running our program and other source code on this real Pepper, and we're gonna see the facts when we're running the program in the real Pepper. Okay, so I'm gonna close my camera and share my screen. Okay, like what is said by Jeffrey, this is the first function we used on Pepper, and it's very easy and basic function. We can really programming on it on the real Pepper. So then, which means we're gonna try to make a Pepper speech, and from the speech part, we have the basic function like make Pepper say something. So I believe somebody, you guys just download the source code from the GitHub, and it just by using the Gate tools to download it from the GitHub. And when you get this source code, and you can open from this icon, and try to find the example like this folder to say. And we also sometimes we create the project like from the core graph and save it as a project in our computer. It's almost like this. They have behavior and .pml suffix and also translations. So when we transfer our projects to other people, the people can open this project by click this file like say .pml. Just remember that this file means active file, and that's the only way to open the project you have. And we're gonna open for it. Okay. Like the first class we discussed about the core graph, I just remind you some important panels we use by programming. Here we see the project files and robot application, and really focus on the project files. That's how a lot of a basic file we need to know. The first of all is behavior. You know, behavior is kind of a set of actions. A set of actions that combines a lot of function, like we can combine the say and dancing in one behavior. Also, we can try to make another behavior like from this plus icon and try to create a behavior to programming another it's kind of trying to another set of actions. Okay. In this sections, in these behaviors, we have only one behavior where you can find it from the properties. We open the property, we see there's only one behavior one here. And if you got a lot of behavior around here, you will see from this property panels. And I'm gonna try click OK. And another important file is kind of translation. In this class, we'll try to use English version of Pepper. That means we only let Pepper to say in English. So we just includes the US. Also, we try to put into the Chinese, but I think we don't need it. So I just delete it. Select it and then click OK and try to make it effect. So we can see the only English TS left here. And the last file is going to manifest. That means manifest all the projects to try to tell other people what is this program, what's project is, like the name or some other properties you can see from here. Your version, your application ID, and now it's your requirements and robots requirements. That's it. That totally we call like it's manifest. Okay. Another important part of that is animation box libraries. So box libraries have a lot of command box we can use to make a program. Here we see the main panel here. This is the arrow, like we just trying to program the flowchart to make a program. So here we saw I just opened the project here, and we saw the whole programming like this, and try to connect to each other by the line here. Okay, and another important panel is from the robot view. You know, we can see the virtual robots, and you can try to run a program without the real robots. Like this function, we just let Peppers say, and it's nothing about the real robots. We can try to run our program in the virtual robot here. Okay, and we're gonna say another important panel is the inspector. Inspector means we can see the exact commands or command box meaning. like this, we just click the behavior. We can see what's properties about this behavior. It's public behavior and it may start on user request and other properties you can see. And also we can try to click another command box like from the animation and click the creation like play. We also can we also know what is meaning of play from the inspector. That means we can play the current timeline from the current frame index and do not do anything if the timeline is already playing. Okay. Back to the topic. We just focus on how to make this program running. And once we open this project, we see the logic box and just connected each other to make this programming running. First of all, we just need to know what is what is PowerPoint said. First of all, we try to make Pepper say in English, and also see some it's a huge paragraph. The third one is gonna try to modify to see the parameters, and the last one is gonna animate say. We can see the first one is English. From the PowerPoints, we know we can convert too many boxes into one box. Like I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all, we can try to pick up box, and also secondly, we can try to drag another box like a set language, right? So almostly we just use the tool command box to make Pepper to say something. It's kind of the one function from here. Because why we choose this set language? Because we have a lot of language we wanted to change during our shows or our business models. So that means they always put it together to running. So how we can convert the box in one box, and we can right click. We see here it's an item like convert to box. So we're gonna convert box, and then we try to make a name on it. It's basic, or just say in English. Okay. And here we can see they just try to make a one box combine the two command box inside. Here we can see the hierarchy. It's like a folder way to make this program logic. That means we can hierarchy all the box deeply. It's more like 3 or 4 layers. We can try to make a complicated and trying to make this a root box is simpler, because sometimes we always put lots of command boxes in one page like this. They make me confused and complicated to reading this program. Okay, let's just delete this command box. And we see what is in the say English box. We double click, and then we see here is the set language box and C box. So for the basic box, we also just compare with the function from like other languages like Java or .NET and other even Python, right? They're just like a function encapsulated by some code inside. We can double click on this box here. Inside we can see all the codes here, and you could to modify the codes and to add something like that. and try to make it your own method to do it, to the other functions. So from this part of that, we can see those two boxes just connected by the line here, and you can see there's different color lines because they have different type of the type of parameter. You know, from the last class, we know the different colors means different. It's a different type. So from the black color, that means it's active. From the we can see it's banned, and we just put it here. We see the type is a string. So the different color means that we have different types. Okay. Let's back to the set language box here. We see this tool from this icon. We try to open it. Click on it. And we can see here. We can try to make other language as you want. Okay. Here we try to make it English way. And also the save box. We just open this. To click at this icon from here, and we also can see the voice shaping and speed and text. That means we can change the intonation of how to make a pepper say in different ways. Okay, the default value from here we can see it's 100 100, and we're gonna click, and the text. It's main parameters we use to let this pepper see the actual text. So click OK, and we'll get back to root, and we see this parts. This part is the second part is to say paragraph. This means we see lots of words. We'll double click on it and try to make it available. We can see we also use the set language, and another is kind of different with the save box. This is a save text, so we can search from here. Say we try to look. There are two boxes here. One was say, one another is the say test. So what is the different? But what was the different between them? We could say. From here, the inspector show us they only see the test. The test can be localized. And what about the C test? C test received on his input. So that means this box just received from other box from the to receive the string type. Okay, so we just collect each other and to make the program running. Okay, we're back to the root. We double click on it, this box, and try to open the setting. Here we just adjusted the value of voice shaping to the higher value, and to make the voice shaping more sharpening. And the second C, we can see here, we just lower the speed to make pepper speak lower. And try to back to the root, and we see another is kind of animation C. From here, we can see animation C and a C and a C test. So you can try to make to running this program and program this box to know what is different between them. They also we just click the set tools. It's kind of same with the say function, say box and a say test box, but they have another two parameters from the speaking movement mode. That means we have three parameters you can choose. Atom to choose display, this is stop the animation. Random, that means we can choose the random animation to make pepper move. And contextual, that means based on a context, they try to move. So that's out of this box we use to make different ways to use box to make Pepper speech. Okay, let me try to make this program running here. When I click this run icon, and we try to make it work.
Hello, my name is Pepper. I can say a large paragraph of text like this. I can also change the tone of voice to speak. I can also change the rate of speech to speak. I am using context mode.
Okay, I'm gonna run again because this the volume is lower than lower, so I'm trying to make a speak louder. And
Hello, my
we
name
can
is
see the lines is checking this different color to make you know
I
visual.
can also change the tone of voice to speak.
Yeah, to make it visually.
I can also change the rate of speech to speak. I am using context mode.
Okay, that's this program showing what is it say safe box working. I'm gonna try to back to Jeffrey, and I'm gonna go next course. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Austin. Okay, let me put back my slide. Okay, so I hope I'm back. So in front of you, so that is the summary of for this speech synthesis. So in summary, we learn 4 ways to make different way of say in Pepper. Like the first one is like you can set the language. You can try if let's say like you have a different local language package installed in your Pepper, you can switch to another language and try to write in your local language to see like how Pepper sound like when speak in your local language. Okay. Then of course you can write a big paragraph using the large paragraph way. And also you can try to play around with the intonation and also the speech to see how you can change the feel or the expression for certain emotion, right? As I also say, like last week, you can change the emotion, but of course, pairing with this voice, whether you make it slower, faster, or you make the tone higher or lower, you can actually pair with other expression. For example, like I said, the LED that you can adjust for the eye and also for the ear. But that one, maybe you can explore using the API, the documentation for the Naochi or some other tutorial in the SoftBank documentation. And that one, I think is pretty much straightforward. Or you can play around with the instruction box. There is a library for the LED. Maybe you can play around and see like if you can do something with that. Okay. Then lastly is you add certain body movement with your speech. So that is using the animated speech. And you can try to play around different setting and see like which one is better. For me, even without the physical Pepper, I can use just now you saw on the top right hand side, there is the simulated version of Pepper over there. It actually gives you the same like body motion in the animated scene. So I roughly can imagine like how it looks like. Okay, right. So that's all for the speech synthesis. So let's head to the second part. So for the second part, we have the dialog system. Okay, so this dialog system will be slightly more lengthy in terms of explanation and also for the development. And also the way how you want to write the dialog system is not just putting the boxes together, but you need to do some writing. Okay, you need to write some sentences. You need to design the sentences in a specific way, which we will show you after this. Okay. So the objective is we want to use choreograph to make Pepper able to respond, okay? Listen to some question and then respond to the particular question, or listen to certain statement, like, for example, like when the human like approach Pepper and say hello or hi, then what Pepper should behave. And also, using this dialogue system, you can actually design simple conversation, not just like one time off, like not just one question and answer, but maybe a set of question and answer. And even we have certain way to design in such a way that you can design with certain context, okay, which is we will explain after this, right? So this one, two boxes that you will use, okay, in this example. So the first one is the dialog box, which is the box for you to activate or to run the dialog system. And then the second one, the disco, is actually one box that to give certain action, right, for the system or the example to show that while you are designing the dialogue, you can actually ask Pepper to do some physical movement as well. Okay, right, so you will use this too. Okay, the way how you do it, like if you open up the example from that you downloaded from GitHub, you will see something like this. Okay, so it's just very simple, just two boxes. But the way how they connect together later, Austin will explain to you like why it connect in that way. And also you can notice that there's actually one that loop within the my dialog box. Okay, so why it is designed that way? Well, we will explain after this. Okay. Okay, but in order to start to write your dialog system, we actually the same process like your say, you need to first in the property you specify the language, okay, which is the English that you want. Then you will come up with the appropriate files for you to work on. Okay, so the first one is the property. Then you set the language. Then after this, okay, so this steps is different from what we have you're told before this. So we don't start with drag one box from the instruction box library, but we right click on the canvas, which is your flowchart area, and then you select the create a new box and the dialog. Okay, so a different way. So you do like this, then you will have something like this pop up. Okay, so this is the pop-up that you want to put in, like for example, you add a topic, you click the add topic over here, then you will have this pop-up come out and you need to set the language. Okay, so this is a procedure for you to start working on the dialog system. Okay, so once you have all these things set, you will realize that it creates additional file over here in your file trees. Okay, so for example, over here you will see like the my dialog folder created, and also under there you have this if you set the English one, you have the my dialog ENU. Okay, if you set the Mandarin one, is you get something like MNC or something like that. But the English one is this ENU. Okay, and it is the top file. We call it the top file .top, right? The top file. So if you click this top file, you will have a script editor pop up with some template over here. Okay, you will see something green over here. That is the template. So what you need to do is you can copy, okay, whatever that written here, you can copy this content into this, and you will try to execute and see how the effect. Okay, so this is how you design your dialog. Okay, so let me explain what is inside this. So this will write all your Q&A, and also some there's a way and some rules for you to create this dialog file. Okay, right. So I'll explain the rules one by one. So the rule number one is like the most basic syntax for you to write the question answer pair is like this. So you and then semicolon, then you have a bracket. So anything inside the bracket is by human, right? So you assume what the human will say to Pepper. So for example, if you write here hello, then whatever that after the bracket is the answer that Pepper's supposed to respond. Okay, it's supposed to say. So if you write something like "Hello, nice to meet you." So if you have this line in your top file and you executed it, then when Pepper hear the human say hello, then Pepper will respond, "Hello, nice to meet you." Okay, so that is how you write these rules in order for you to define a conversation pattern, right? Then with the same rules, we can design other, for example, like if let's say the human asks what is your name, and then you answer my name is Pepper, and so on. Okay, right? So this is the most fundamental way, the most basic one to write your question and answer pair, and the rules is like this. So you need to be take notice on the punctuation, for example, like the bracket, the semicolon, that. So this is the format, right? Then the second rules is like you can add certain context. For example, like you can design in this way, like you have a question, then you have an answer. Then based on that particular answer, you ask another question, which is related, but in a shorter form, because you no need to like repeat whatever that you say before. And then that you will have something like a nested design. Okay, so how is it? Let me explain using example. So for example, over here, you have for example, like the human asks, like, let's talk about pets. Okay, then Pepper respond, okay, do you like pets? Then the next one will be like depends on. Okay, so based on this context, you can have this U1, which is U1 is actually intended tab. You have a tab, so it is not on the same line in the top file. So you have this, which is the first layer after the U. So based on this, if let's say the context is in this moment, then the next question, if it is like I don't like it or yes, then the answer will be this. So which means these two are actually connected. So whether like okay, do you like pets? Then if the human answer no, I don't like, or yes, then Pepper will answer in this way. Because if you don't put this U1 and you put like you and I don't like it, it makes no sense, right? You don't have someone that come to you and okay, answer yes, then you don't know what to answer, right? Because you don't know what the yes refer to. So this one is for you to write some contextual conversation. Then you can actually like go further down to like, for example, the second layer, which is like after you say yes, then great, I think the puppy is very cute. Then you can further expect the question or the answer from do you want to raise a puppy and so on. Then yeah, then the Pepper will respond in this. Okay. Although this seems like it's very scripted way of writing, because like not necessary, I mean, after this, then the human will ask this and so on. So we have actually the third rules that let you design something more flexible. Okay, but first let's understand. So now I hope you understand like this U and U1 and U2, how they connect to each other. So this U1 will connect to this U, and this U2 will connect to this U1, right? Okay. Right. So the third way, the third rules that we can put in this top file is the concept. Okay, it's the concept. So what is this concept? Which means we can group together certain expression that have the same meaning. For example, we define hello, hi, good morning as a way of greeting. Okay, so when we want to say, for example, we put this greeting with this curly bracket, this curly sign, the wave sign, which means the input can be either one of this, right? Then the answer can also, we can use this concept, which means Pepper will randomly select either Pepper will say hello or hi or good morning, then continue with nice to meet you. So it's something like this. Example, so when humans say hello, which is one of this inside this concept, then Pepper will respond. It will random choose one, for example, like hi, nice to meet you. Then the next time when humans say hi, which is also one of this, then it will randomly choose one of this, which is like good morning, for example, or hello or hi, all possible because it will be random. right? Then nice to meet you. So this is the concept of the way to use the concept to group together certain expression that have the same meaning. Okay, then rule number 4 is this event. Okay, so what is this event? Events, because like we know actually on paper we have many like sensors. Okay, one of the sensors that we normally use is like the tactile sensor, which is a touch sensor. So on the head and also on the back of the hand, the palm, okay, on the hand, they actually have the sensors that if let's say the sensor is touched, okay, then it will trigger an event that inform Pepper that this sensor is touched by human, right? Then to specify this event, we use the E semicolon, right? So E semicolon hand left back touch. Okay, and this one we actually have the list. Okay, so this one is the API. So if you go to the Nauchi documentation, which is like we explained, we already like write down the link previously in our previous class. So if you go to the documentation, you can actually find a list of all these events that you can use, right? So we take this as an example, like the left and right hand. If let's say when Pepper left or right hand is being touched, then the Pepper can respond like you touch my left hand or you touch my right hand. Okay, so this one, right? Of course, you can like design this with other events, and then during the events, then what the Pepper should behave or should respond. Okay. Then rules number 5 is like you can actually how to say, connect the conversation with another box. For example, like you can connect or you can generate an output so that you can activate another box, okay, another instruction box. And the instruction box over here that we use is a dance box, like the disco box, so that we can show you how from conversation can actually activate certain physical action. Right. So over here we use this dollar sign to actually something like write a variable that you can actually turn on and off to produce certain activation. Okay, produce certain activation. For example, like this start dance later on will be assigned to an output, and then if 1, then it will create like an output so that you can activate the disco box. Okay, maybe it's not so easy to understand what I explained here without visualizing the actual box. But the effect that we want to achieve is like when humans say, "Can you dance?" then the Pepper will respond, "Of course." Then it will activate this or give this. Okay, give give a 1 to this start dance variable. Then the Pepper will actually start to move. Okay, right. Okay, so in the flowchart, this is what will happen, right? So you can like double click, right click the box, and then you can say like edit instruction box, which is this instruction box. And then if you want to use this, normally what we do is like we will add an output, right? So over here you have the add sign, you can add an output, and then in the output, so over here, you can actually, you need to specify the start done in the name so that you assign that when it is triggered in the speech, it is actually linked to this particular output, right? Okay, later you will understand more when we show this thing in action, okay? Right, then after that, like we connect from that particular output to the disco box, and then it will actually like activated when Pepper got the conversation, right? And of course, like why this one go back and then this have this, then I will let Austin to explain this, because like if I explain in words, it's very not easy to understand. Okay. Right. Okay. And before I pass to Austin, just a few things I need to add on. For example, like you can turn on your dialog windows in order to visualize the log of the question and answer from between the human and robot. And you can also see that for the human, we always have something like in bracket, okay, a percentage in bracket. And this one is actually the speech recognition confidence level. Okay, but because like this example, because I don't have a paper with me physically, so I actually type in input input the speech from the human using this command prompt. So yeah, the recognition is 100%. But later on, when Austin used the actual pepper to run this code, you will see that the speech recognition might not like 100%. Okay, normally it's not 100%, but for a certain percentage, like it depends on, I think like we set certain threshold. If let's say the recognition is more than certain threshold, then Pepper will accept that recognition and see how to respond. Okay, right. So this is something that you might want to take notice later on in the demonstration. Then the last one, before I pass to Austin, is like you can also see this robot view to check if, let's say, your movement is executed. If you don't have a robot with you, I mean the physical robot with you, you can use the simulated robot model to see if the action being carried out. Okay, so this is how I also check the code to see like if the start dance really activated when I ask like, can you dance? Then for sure, please wait. When this time, then the robot start to move. Then you know like it is correct. Okay, right. Then of course like you can like in our example we have this buy and then it will actually connect to the exit, so the whole program will stop. Right. So I will pass back to Austin to show you whatever that I say in the actual demonstration. Right, Austin?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you guys how to use Dialog. I'm gonna share my screen first of all. And maybe we should understand what's the difference between the say and a Dialog. Say means we just make a paper say, and there's no communication between the human being. And what is different between Dialog and the C? Because Dialog, we can try to speak to Pepper, and Pepper try to understand us to make the reaction. And just let me try how to make this program happen. Okay, and we can see here it's empty. This is the root panel here, and there's just three ways to try to make a Dialog box. First, just like what is Jeffrey teacher said. The first method, we can click right click from this panel, and we can see try to create a new box here, and there are four kind of different function we can use, but we choose the Dialog, and we can click on it, and we can see here there are different properties we can set before we try to make a Dialog. And the first parameter we can see is the properties. It's a type, it's a Dialog, and the topic. Just remember, when we use the Dialog function, we need to combine it with the other topic to try to make a script to communicate with the Pepper. And we choose a Dialog topic from this drop-down item, but if they don't have one, we should try to add topic. When we click add to new topic, we should name it. And we can see the language here. We can choose different language we use, and English is kind of, it's a short of like E and U. And what if I try to different language, like we add the Chinese and then confirm on it, and then try to make a new Dialog, and I click the add topic, we can see different language support here. We can try to choose one from this. So in this, we can try. In this, we just choose the English. It's EU. Make a name like basic, and edit. Okay, we can see some files can change from this project panel, and we see this basic folder contains two files. One of that suffix is DLG. Another is top. It's .top. Which means it's topic file. We'll finish that. We just click this OK button. Okay, this default dialog we create from this panel here. Also, we have other method to create this dialog. We just click, we just delete it, and we can see the project panel. Here we can see the plus icon, and try to make a drop down atom. Here we also can see this create dialog topic in the same way, and we should try to make a basic one, choose the English, and edit. See the difference is we just added another basic dialog here. And the third way we can search from this command, the box library, and try to search dialog here. We also see the dialog here. We try to drag this command box into the this flowchart panels here, and it's the same way. So to combine the three method, we can try to make the same dialog. Okay, we just open the project we have from the GitHub. We choose the audio and the dialog.pm. Just remember we just choose this files. That means we can open the project. Like what is PPT showed us, only two boxes here we use to make a Pepper communication. Another one is kind of Disco. It's a standard command box. You can search from here. Disco. Okay, which is Pepper one, and if you other kind of robots like now, you can choose this one. And we try to drag this one on our panel here. So it's the same one, just to make Pepper to move. What is it like? So we try to screw down the inspector. Oh, we didn't see the actual movement, but we will see it from this view when I'm running this program. Okay, I just delete this command box, and we try to make understand what's the important part is about the dialog, right? So we should try to make understand and details about what is dialog and how to write the dialog on it. Okay, we right click this on this dialog box. We add edit box. We try to make understand which topic we connected with. We can see here from my dialog, it's matched from here. It's from this folder, right? So that's easy. We just make sure which topic we should connect to. And when there's two files around here, and the first one is going to DLG. We double click on it. We can choose a different language. What if we just add the Chinese and then click on OK button? And we can see another file is edit under this my dialog folder. MNC that means Chinese, and AO means English. This is a different one. But in this class we only use the English. Just delete this this Chinese language. Click OK. Oh, another. In C, the top file is deleted. And the last part about how to write a topic, and we have different roles, with the different rules on how to write the script. We double click this top file. We can see here this. They told us about this topic is my dialog. The name is my dialog, and language is ENU. That means it's English. And we can see here there are different lots of dialogue. How just make a rules for us to communicate with the Pepper. And the basic rule, the first basic rule is about this, like this. It's you and comma, and the first quote, we should say it's from the human. Like what I say is what's your name, and the Pepper will see my name is Pepper, and this is basic rules and how we communicate with Pepper. You, that means what you can think of as a user, right? And the second rules about the U1 and U2. What does it mean? Like it's like Jeffrey said, it's based on the previous context. That means when we say, could you talk something about reading pads? You have pads? Yeah, it's positive. That means it's yes. The yes means we just based on the previous context, not my name is Pepper, right? So it can go deep to make this context more sensitive and clear. So that's the U1 and U2 means it's the basic context. And also we can see the events. The start dance. What is start dance coming from? Okay, we just closes this panel. We know a box. We should understand the basic of this box meaning. For normal command box, we know they have the inputs, right? And they have the outputs. We just put our mouse from to here, and we can see the on start. That means this is activate this box, and on stop. That means this is stop. This box is running, and also we see here this start dance and here food. They have different names. How to try to make a to add those outputs on inputs. First of all, we can try to make standard dialog box. Dialog, we drag the normal one. We'll just compare with the two, and we can see this dialog have the actual two is different, but different with this one. So how we try to change this dialog, we can right click, add this box, and we can see they have properties like type dialog and topic to add topic, and it also generate this description. That they have names and description and image we can change. The important parts about this part, it's the inputs and outputs and parameter. Okay, we try to click on those inputs. They just show they have two items. One is the on start and on stop, right? It's the same like this one, then this one. That means this input. And output match these items. They're on stop it and play game. And let me see, play game, right? So back this panel, we can change. You can see those three icons here. That means we can add it and modify and delete it. So like what if I just add some actual one, start dance, and it will give the type like band and number string. We choose band. Okay, we'll click on it. We see here the start dance here, and also we see this this is have another one, another outputs. It's start dance. We can add more like food, and I gave string type to click OK, and we also add to input. You can see input 1, and give band type, and click OK, and when I click the OK button, we can see here, right? This is dialog we changed after. This is a whole different than before. It's have a lot of function with the connected with this topic file. Okay, I can just delete this dialog. We can see here is a start dance, another is a food. Back to the topic file. Here, when we see dance, what does it mean the dance? They have the heifer, and it means the concept, right? The concept means dance. You can select any items from this this list, and that's all means this dance. So we can see dance place. Also this part is gonna match the dance place, and Pepper gonna to say that for sure. Please wait, and they're gonna to try to make this event happen. So where this event happen to? Here we can see they have lines out from this start dance and try to connect to disco, right? And another line, we can see another line trying to make a connect to themselves. What is the meaning? So that means we have for the outputs, they have multiple lines. We can connect to other parts, even on themselves. So from this logic, we know when we're trying to make this disco running, we also try to make this dialog stop. And when we finish this disco running, and they're gonna try to make this dialog work. That means those two this is two command box can work together. Just one finishing, one finish, and another gonna work. Okay. So that's the lines make this those programming logic. Okay. And also it's got a food, and which match it to the topic like food concept. It's not a concept. We can say variable string. From this part, we can see Pepper. I want to eat a grape or corn or barbecue, whatever it is. That means when you choose one, that means it's $1. It's the same with the grape when you say grape. And the final part, we see the dollar food equals to $1. So this is the it give the value to food. On the next context, we can see what do I want to eat just now. This is what I want to eat. The Pepper just said I want to eat food. What does it mean? The food means it's equals to $1, and it also it means what it said in the previous context. So it's grape, right? And the last sentence is like I don't want to eat it. Okay, Pepper will to cancel your order. Just we have the keyword to clear the food variable, and to make to release the source. So just remember that in the programming we have some resource just using our memory, And but when we finish all of that, we need to release all the resources to make the memory more available. And the last sentence meaning the pepper ending. Ending means we could just say bye, 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 see you next time to activate this part. And pepper will see, I will miss you, and go into the event of over. Where is over? You can see here. Over, that means this is kind of over. This is all the program just running to the final. Okay, that's the whole picture of the program, and it also includes the logic and how to make a basic dialog. And we're gonna try to make Pepper run. You can see the effect from it. Okay, I'm gonna run this in Pepper. Okay, save it. And I'm trying to follow this script to make to see what's happening on Pepper. And I'm gonna say what's her name first. What's her name?
My name is Pepper.
Okay, the basic rule is working. This the Pepper just respond with the my name is Pepper. And how about I try to say dance. Dance, this is concept. So I can see any of this. Oh, just remember that I should open dialog here. Okay. When I open this dialog, we can see the Pepper received the language from me, and also just what is the robot said. And here we can see the confidence level here. Okay, back to this part. We should continue with the what's her name again? Okay, what's her name? Okay, what's her name?
My name is Pepper.
Okay, you can see here what's her name. It's like 50% around the confidence level. And Pepper just response to me is my name is Pepper. How about I try to dance? I'm gonna say, can you dance? Okay. Can you dance? Can you dance? Dance, please.
For sure, please wait.
Here we see this trying to running the box like a disco, right? And also see for sure, and please wait from this sentence and trying to make the start dance event work. Okay. How about I try this part? I want to eat grape. I want to eat grape. Want to eat grape. Okay, let me try again. I want to eat grape. I want to eat grape. Okay, I think. How about we say? How about we say bye bye? Bye bye.
But I will miss you.
Okay, you just recognize my voice and trying to say I will miss you. So I'm gonna try again. Okay. I'm gonna run this. When we say bye bye, that means you try to run this over output and finish out the program. So that means we're gonna run this program again. Okay. I want to eat grape. I want to eat grape. Okay, well, we're gonna change this grape a little bit. Just eat grape. Pepper. Pepper. I want to eat grape. Okay, they just recommend.
Hello, can we talk something about race and pets? You have pets?
Okay, this is recommend me from the rating. It's
Hello.
hello.
I don't know one either.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try again. Pepper, I want to eat grape. Pepper, I want to eat grape. Pepper. Pepper, I want to eat grape. Okay. I guess I have something wrong with my audio part. So I'm gonna maybe you can try from your side and you can see the outputs from here. Okay. All right. So that's all about the dialogue. I'm gonna try to stop it. Okay, that's all for back to Jeffrey and continue our course. Okay.
Right. Thanks, Austin. Okay, let me put back my slide. Oops. Okay, now.
Yeah, we can see it.
Wait. Right. So it seems like some problem. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Put back again. Okay, hope this time is okay. Right. Okay, I hope you should be able to see the slides now. Okay, so yeah, I hope I'm back. So just now, Austin have shown a lot of demos, and you can see like the last one seems like a bit hard, but Pepper actually recognized the I want to eat grape like once in the last few lines, but unfortunately the confidence level is not too high. I think this is quite common, especially like for non-English speaker. Sometimes we just don't have we just have some slang in our pronunciation, and it will cause the recognition is not so accurate, right? So there's actually a way to adjust the threshold for the recognition. Okay, so for example, like if I'm not mistaken, like what is set just now maybe is somewhere around like 40%. So anything above 40%, then Pepper will accept the recognition result, and anything below 40%, then it will ignore. So that's why you can see like just now, anything that below like something 30 or 20, then no response from Pepper. It's because like it is below the threshold. Somehow you can actually open up and change the confidence level to a lower one, but please be careful on that, because like if you put too low, for example, like 30 or 20, then you might have a lot of, you will have another question, okay? Sorry, you will have another problem. Another problem, which is like the false detection. So you might have a lot of false detection, and Pepper will give you some behavior or response that you don't want, right? So you need to balance between the accuracy and also the false detection. And a good way to counterbalance that is like for certain response that you require some movement or a bigger response, not just a simple verbal answer, you may use some mechanism to, like, for example, confirmation, right? Like it happened in human also, like sometimes when we hear someone say something but not too sure or not too clear, then we will say, are you saying something something, or do you want something something, and so on. Then if let's say the answer is yes, then you can proceed. So you can use that U1, U2 to do this kind of thing as well, right? Okay. Yeah, but of course there are many ways to do that, and so on. So please be more creative in see how you want to assemble the boxes and also the logic inside there. And it is actually very similar if let's say you do this thing in like the command, in a command lines interface that you write the coding in text form, right? Okay, so that's all for the dialog system. Let's proceed to the next one. Okay, so the third part will be the last part for today's class. This one will be a short one because like, although the calculation seems very complicated because like it actually require the input from surrounding into the microphone array. So if I'm not mistaken, on the head, it actually have a few microphone that arrange in an array form so that it is similar like our ear, because our ear is on the left and right side. So when the wavebar, the sound wave, reach our ear, which is like it will have different timing, okay, because of the different location, so you will have different timing, and our brain will actually calculate the different timing to actually estimate the source. So it is kind of like a bit complicated computational process in order to get this, but Pepper software already make this whole thing very simple. So you only need like one box in order to do this, which is the sound source localization instruction box. Okay, so you just need this box. But by default, it actually comes with two special output. So you can see like this on start, on stop, and on stop. This one is quite common for all the other boxes. But for this special output that this sound localization box has, is this like the first one is this source location, and then the other one is this head position. So what are these two? So the first one is the angle of the sound relative to the head, robot head position. Okay, so the angle relative to the head position, right? Then the second one, the head position, is the position of the head related to other body parts. Okay, why we have these two is because like Pepper actually when it in motion or in operation, the head and the body is not always in like the standing position. Okay, it can turn around and then the body can be like bent because of other degree of freedom like other joints and so on. So that's why when you want to do things like, for example, you want to know like in a normal position, so what is the angle, then maybe you need to like know the relative position, okay, in terms of the head and the body, and also the head to the surrounding. Okay, so that's why you got these two. But let's try our example in a very simple way, which is we just use the head angle in order to find the source in this plane, right? Okay. So how we do it? You just need one box, which is the sound localization. You put a delay. Okay, so this delay again is for us to repeat the scanning or to repeat the output from the sensor in a time delay. Okay, why did you need this time delay? Is because like once you get the value of the angle, you need certain time for Pepper to respond. For example, like turn the body to that particular angle in order to speak to that person. So this timing, we need to like stop the scanning or stop the, how to say, the rectifying behavior. Okay, so that's why we need this delay in order to give the time for Pepper to actually rotate to the direction from where the sounds come from. Okay, and then if you open up this sound localization box, actually this is not the original one. This is a combination of these two boxes. Okay, So if you click in, you can find this is the original sound localization box, and it actually connects to a Python script. Okay, so this Python script box actually contain certain customized Python code. Okay, so later on, Austin will open this thing up and show you what are the customized part. Okay, from here you can see like it actually connect to the first one, which is the angle with respect to the head. Okay, so with this setting, the code inside this Python script is actually to move the base of the robot and also the body of the robot in order for the robot to face or to like make the angle so that the robot will face the person that talked to the robot. Okay, so in practice, okay, let me show you one video, then you will understand. Right? So for example, like Pepper is action, and then someone over here is calling Pepper, and Pepper will turn and facing the human. So for example, like this. Hi, Pepper. Yeah. Then it will face that person, and this is very natural, like it happened in human as well. Like someone calling you from behind, then you will turn to the behind and talk to that person. Okay, so you can actually do the same thing for Pepper as well. Okay, right. So yeah. Okay, so I will pass the time. So now we have about, yeah, the timing is just nice. So I'll pass again the demonstration to Austin to show you how to achieve this.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey.
Yep.
And I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, today is the last function we have is the sound detect. It's a sound localization. That means the Pepper can follow our sounds and track to where we are. I think this is the important function we often use with our business or the normal projects. Here we know all the details about. Not just listen what it's Jeffrey said. We all know the details about how this program running. So it's kind of simple. We need to open this program from the sound local and select the sound local.pml and open it. So here it's very easy it's not actually a tool. We can see here it's a combination of two boxes inside. Before entering this to the box, we can just review how to make this combination box. And like the first time I said, we can choose. I think this is very important. I just remind you guys, just remember when how we can try to make the combination box. And we can try to drag another one and select all of that and right click on this panel and convert to a box and name it, right? I just give you the untitled and click on OK. And this is a trying like this one. Once you saw the this kind of the icon, that means it's a combination box. Just remember that. That means you can click it to see what is inside. We're going to double click on sound location. Oh, click on it. You can see here two important command box. And the first one is sound low. It's simplified and localization. And where we can get this, we can search from here. Is sound lock here. We're trying to make understand what the function is. And from this is the inspector panel, we can see sound log. The description is like every time a sound is detected, this box sends on his outputs. And they have two parameters. We can try to drag one of that. It's the same, right? From the inputs and outputs and in its name and the setting, all the same. And normally we see that we should see this inputs. It's on start and on stop, you can see that all the black color. That means it's activities box. One of that is a start box, and another is a stop box. And then we can see this output, where this is very important. This means which means we just return some values, or failure of success to exactly this command box. This is give us a result to know what happened in this box. And we first time we see this kind of a color is a yellow color, and this number from the Q. Here's a type is number 2. That means we like it's equals the arrow 2. That means they have 2 numbers, and they have position, and its type is number. It's arrow. So arrow, that means it has 6 number, right? Okay, back to this program. We just delete this some localization. We can see the basic one from here. At the sound local, this is detect the sound where it's come from. That means they have the outputs like the source location, which here the number 2 passed to this Python script. Where is the Python script come from? We can search from here, Python script, and then try to drag one of that. You can see this command box means we can try to write in Python in this with this box. We just double click on this Python script box. We can the basic box like this. They have init, unload, and unloads. It's a normal class way to writing code with the Python, and we just ignore it, and we should see what we're writing in this Python script. We'll double click on it, and we can see here. They just define on input, and they have one of the code, one line of code writing to motion to move to 00 and P0. What it meaning? This kind of is the server. It's kind of service from the Pepper. Means this server can make Pepper move around. We can see the init function here. They had just declare one AL proxy to try to make this AL function server work. So here we can use the move to method to make Pepper move around. And they have the parameters. The first one you can think of as X, Y, Z. X means that we can move Pepper front and back, and Y means we can move Pepper right and left, and the last one is kind of the axis. That means we can try to make Pepper turn any direction you want. So this is a P0. Just remember that where this parameter come from this sound localization. They have number 2. Type is number 2, right? So we just get the first value into the move to parameter. Okay, from this part we can see we just let the Pepper turn around, not to make Pepper move in the front or back and left and right. So just make sure they just work like this. Make it turn around. And back to this program, we can see we only use this source location to make Pepper run. Back to the root. Also, we can see the delay. What's delay command box meaning? We can try to search from here. Delay. And click on it, and the description like wait a moment before tracking the output means we just wait here for 20 minutes, 30 seconds, and it stop to make the sound location stop. What is the meaning? Because sound location just opened a mic to try to listen to sounds from any direction. So they just have the resource to have the resource to make other resource can be localized. So that means we need to stop this localization. Okay. Okay, it's kind of the same. It's kind of simple logic. Now let me try running this program. When I'm trying to make this program running, and we're gonna open my camera to see what happened in Pepper. Okay, first of all, let me run it. Okay, I'm gonna stop screaming and try to open the camera here. Hello? Hello? You can see here, the Pepper just detect my sound and then turn around, face on me. Hello? Okay, it's over the 20 seconds. Okay. This is over they just finished the delay 20 seconds. Gonna stop this sound localization. So that's the basic logic of behind it. So that's all about the sound location. Maybe you can try to make this function into your program and to make a Pepper to know where it is and make your Pepper lively. Okay, so I'm gonna back to Jeffrey, and that's all of the program I explained. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Austin. Right, let me put back my screen. Okay. Okay, right. So I hope you can see the screen now. Response is getting a bit slower.
You can see it now.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So we have completed like all three parts for today. So I will make a brief summary. Then we will hit to the we can straight away hit to the assignment so that I can make the summary for today. Right. So for the assignment today, we can see, okay, here. Come on. Okay, so for your revision, like, okay, so after you have seen like all the explanation and also the demonstration, and with the helps of the sample code, I believe you should be able to do this assignment, right? So the assignment is very simple. It's just like you need to write a dialog file, and then you need to add the sound source localization so that Pepper can turn to the source. So which means you can like stand around the robot. I mean, like you can just like what Austin just now have done, which is like you can stand like on the side and then you start to ask a question. Then you can move to the other side and ask another question and see if the Pepper able to turn to you and try to answer your question. Okay, so this is quite challenging, but this assignment or this development is very practical, because like if you want to develop a Pepper robot for like provide some services, especially like to answer some question, support, for example, like you want to put in library, you want to put in classroom or shops or anything. So the customer will come from all direction, okay, and then they will ask different questions, and even sometimes they might have a few that try to talk to Pepper like in different directions. So you want this so that Pepper will move around to answer different questions from different person. Okay, so I think this development is quite useful for your as a basic for your future development, right? So you combine the sound source localization with the question. So this question, because it's like only the first layer, so you just need to use the most basic rules in the dialog system in order to create this, okay? Then after that, you can actually like add in something a bit more fancy. For example, like you can add like a certain question or certain command so that Pepper can exit with your command, or Pepper can stop turning with your command. For example, like Pepper, you can say like Pepper stop turning, or Pepper please, or you can say like bye. Just now the goodbye, that example is actually for the last part, right? So try to combine whatever that you learned today, and I believe that you should be able to create something that this assignment asks for. Okay, right. So basically that's all the content for today. Okay, so yeah, so we come to the end. So again, like these are all the links for you to find all the materials related, and the video today will be also like uploaded after like a few days. So I need to like finish the recording, do some editing, upload to YouTube, and then I will like put up on our course material. Okay. And if let's say you have any question, because like I actually don't have your contact, so if you have any question, feel free to like you can join our class group and you can post some question in the forum, or you can directly email to us on this email. Okay, right. Then for this session, I'm going to stop the recording after we finish all the content. Then I can also spend some time if let's say you want to ask some question. Okay, right. So I think I have completed all the content today. Justin, do you have any? Sorry, Austin, do you have anything you want to add? And also like Edward, before I end the session, everything okay?
Actually, no, we don't have any questions.
Okay, right.
What about Edward? You have something there?
Yeah, question.
If anything you want to ask? Okay, so if without anything, we will end our session for today. And thanks for coming. Thanks, Austin, and also like Edward for your assistance today. And also thanks for all of you that will continue support this online classroom. So I hope to see you again next week. So I hope like you can refer back to the materials and also try to attempt the exercise, okay, the assignment, because the assignment is meant for you to do some exercise offline. Although we already like give all the materials that you need, you just need to like rearrange them in order to achieve the objective for the assignment, for you to make sure that you fully understand what you have learned in the class. Right. So with that, thanks a lot, and I hope to see you again next week. Okay. See you.
See you.
See you.